Sri Lanka, a warning of possible outbreaks of disease in areas badly hit by floods. Heavy monsoon rains have affected more than 1 million people in the north and east of the island. The waters have damaged large swathes of farmland in key rice-growing regions. The Agriculture Ministry said that at least 21% of the crop's been destroyed. And still to come in sport, Formula One driver Robert Kubica regains consciousness after surgery. All the details next.
Afghanistan is faced with a huge challenge.
Relations have gone really sour between us and our allies.
We have inflicted considerable damage on the enemy.
The people who make international headlines.
Ultimately, the truth will out.
They want to stop this publication of information that embarrasses them.
Make time for Sir David Frost. Frost over the world. On Al Jazeera.
All right, now it's time for all the sport.
Formula One driver Robert Kubica has regained consciousness. The Pole was in an induced coma after a 7-hour operation to try and save his hand. He also suffered multiple fractures to his right arm and leg following a high-speed crash in a rally in Italy on Sunday. At last, some better news for those closest to Robert Kubica. After 7 hours of surgery aimed at saving his right hand, the Formula One driver awoke from an induced coma.
My patient spent this night in good condition. The condition is stabilized. The hand is warmer. It's a good signal. And actually, I have to go and see him right now.
Far away from the glamour of the Formula One circus, Kubica was driving this rally car in a relatively minor event in Italy when he crashed, leaving him with multiple fractures to his right arm, leg and hand. Kubica's recovery time has been put at around a year if the next few days show the hand surgery was totally successful.
As I told yesterday, we need 5 or 6 days more to see if the hand is well vascularized and much more time to see what will be the function. But we have to think positive.
Kubica, who's Poland's first ever Formula One driver, is likely to miss all of the new season, which starts in Bahrain next month. But after initial reports suggested his entire career was in doubt, Kubica's boss now thinks he could even return to the track later this year.
He's clearly suffering from the wounds on his leg and arm. But compared to 24 hours ago, I feel extremely relieved. The improvement that he's made, in my opinion, is of great significance, and this makes us hopeful for the future.
Morelli may be proven right, but there are likely to be further twists and turns before it's certain if Kubica can race at the sport's highest level again. Guy McCree, Al Jazeera. Indian cricket fans have been protesting against officials from the sport's governing body. ICC inspectors returned to the Eden Gardens Stadium in Calcutta on Monday. Comes after cricket's world governing body decided the venue was unfit to host one of the biggest games at the upcoming World Cup, the India v England match at the end of February. The inspectors have returned to see if the Kolkata ground will be ready to host the further 3 matches that it's due to host.
The match between India and England has been transferred to Bangalore. We're protesting as we wouldn't be able to watch the match. There is no match here. This is Sachin Tendulkar's last World Cup. We wouldn't be able to go outside the state to watch the match. We want the match to be back in Bengal.
On to football, and former England coach Steve McLaren has been sacked by German club Wolfsburg after just 7 months in charge. The 49-year-old became the first English manager to coach in the German league last August. That's after he steered Dutch side Twente to their maiden league title. But McLaren struggled at Wolfsburg. They're 1 point above the relegation zone following Saturday's 1-0 defeat at Hanover. FIFA President Sepp Blatter has strongly indicated the 2022 World Cup in Qatar will take place in the summer, despite previously suggesting it could be moved to the winter. Blatter had previously stated he expected the games to move from their normal day to the summer because of the country's climate. He also said that all the 64 matches will be played in the territory of Qatar and not extended to their neighbouring countries. And in cycling, 3-time Tour of Qatar winner Tom Boonen took the honours in the opening stage of this year's race on Monday. In windy conditions, Boonen prevailed in a sprint finish to win the stage from Heinrich Hausler. It was the 18th stage win for Boonen on the Tour, the Belgian happy to return to winning ways after an injury-hit 2010 season.
It was nice to win again, exactly after last year. It was a long time for me to get back on this level. It took me a lot of work. It was maybe the hardest thing in my career, getting here in a good shape. But I'm here now and I'm very happy I could complete the first stage with a victory straight away. It's good for the morale, and it shows me that all the work I've done I'm getting paid for all the work I've done.
And that's the sport for now.
On that as well. So just the 2 questions.
All right, stay with us here on Al Jazeera. We're going to update the headlines right after the break, and we'll see you in a moment. A reminder that you can always keep up to date with all the news on our website, aljazeera.net/English. That's it there, aljazeera.net/English.
Over the north of Beijing, as the visibility drops, you'll still see things with perfect clarity.
Hello once again. Would you believe we have yet another potent winter storm making its way across the United States? Here's an area of cloud and indeed snow. That's the weekend snowfall. That's making its way up towards New England, eastern parts of Canada. Here comes our next system piling out of the Rockies. We'll see temperatures in Denver struggling to reach a high of -12 Celsius. Bitterly cold air coming in once again here. Meanwhile, the temperatures have recovered into Dallas, getting up to 11 degrees, getting up into double figures there. But that's quite a temperature contrast, as is the case for Chicago at -14 Celsius, and a top temperature in DC of only 3 degrees. Similar values there too for New York. The eastern seaboard should be largely fine and dry, at least through the course of Tuesday. That wintry weather will make its way in. Come further south into the Caribbean. We've got some rather heavy rain once again through central areas of the Caribbean into Jamaica. Lesser Antilles stay fine and dry. I suspect we should see it staying dry too for a good part of Puerto Rico and also Haiti. Dry too into central and southern parts of Europe. It's fine, dry. It's reasonably warm as well down into the south, 16 or 17 degrees. It does remain wet and windy across western parts, though. More cloud and rain coming into the UK over the next day or so, chiefly affecting those northern parts.
Qatar Airways, world's 5-star airline.
Opposition leaders hold talks with the Mubarak government, but with protesters refusing to leave Tahrir Square, have Mubarak's concessions done anything to accelerate the change and bring about the orderly transition of power Western governments talk about?
The Egyptian people want freedom.
Egypt's dilemma, an Al Jazeera news special.
It is in the details. A look. A connection. The moments that reveal the truth. Award-winning documentaries from critically acclaimed filmmakers. Witness documentaries to open your eyes. At this time on Al Jazeera.
New calls from behind the barricades. Anti-government protesters in Egypt's Liberation Square press for more mass demonstrations. And could this man provide the inspiration? The activist behind the Facebook page that set off the revolution's freed after being held for 12 days.
By God's will, we're going to clean this country of this rubbish.